Hello, and welcome to another edition of Day Drinking with Kevin. I'm your host, Kevin McGuire, and today, Day Drinking with Kevin goes on the road again to beautiful St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands, to talk to Rene Thomas, the owner and founder of St. Croix Cellars, the first and only winery on the U.S. Virgin Islands. I can't wait to hear what she has to say. Well, Rene, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. We have an internationally following of day drinkers all over the world, and I know they're going to be very interested in your story. What led you to decide, hey, I want to do a winery in St. Croix?
It's kind of an odd story. We were stranded from Hurricane Maria. We were in Michigan, of all places, and there was no way of getting back. They weren't allowing any flights back. There were 2 Category 5 hurricanes that hit here within 14 days of each other. The island was completely devastated. We actually were closing on a home in Michigan, so we were wondering if our home here was still intact. And of course, when you're worried about being homeless, you don't think about starting a business. Well, apparently you actually do. So
Wow.
we were stranded in northern Michigan, and a friend of mine owns Douglas Valley Wineries. And I was looking for a job from her because we were stranded for 3 months, and I was super bored. 3 months. So my love for wine grew as I worked for them, and I realized just how much I enjoyed the wine business. So I started writing the business plan. It's actually dated October 2017 for this place that you're sitting in right now.
And I understand last week you just celebrated your 1-year anniversary?
That is correct. The 28th
Congratulations.
1 year. Thank you very much. We're super excited to have made it through the pandemic. It was a rough road, but we're still here, and we don't plan on going anywhere.
In an island that's known for rum, how are the locals and the tourists accepting a winery here in St. Croix?
I believe we're being received really well. We're very full, although this place is tiny, don't get me wrong, but we definitely pack them in here and fill them up. So
That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about the wines that you have for offer.
So we have 12 varietals available and 3 sweet wines currently, 3 fruit wines, if you will. And we're in the process of making 5 more wines. The vats that you see around you, the large tanks in the back are 1,000 liters. Right now we have a 7-malt monk going back there. And I have a ruby port and a chocolate cherry port going right here behind you, as well as a Sangiovese.
Fantastic.
So Tempranillo and which is on the shelf now, and Chardonnay are also in reproduction. So.
And do you offer like tastings?
We do. Yes, you can come in and get 4 2-ounce tastings for $12.
Wow,
It's a pretty
fantastic.
reasonable tasting. And our bottles are reasonably priced as well.
And you have a website that people could go to learn more about St. Croix Cellars?
And please do. It's www.stcroixcellars.com, STCROIX.com. Cellars.com.
And so you worked at the winery for a few months in Michigan, and you drew up the business plan, and you came down here, and you said, boy, I'm going to open up a winery. What were some of the challenges that you had as you were trying to get started?
Real estate was the biggest one. Finding the right location. We are a little bit crammed in here, but we like the space. It's very unique, and it's very traditional to the island. And the other one was just navigating both the federal licensing and the local licensing process.
Absolutely. Have you had any challenges getting the needed supplies in here, or anything that you needed to help make your wine?
Supply chain has been a real problem. Pandemic, coupled with the wildfires that were happening in California before that, really put the crunch on getting timely grape in here.
Mm-hmm. In the last year that you've been in operation, what is your favorite grape or your favorite wine that you're most proud of?
Well, they're all my babies, so it's really hard to choose one. But I am not a Chardonnay drinker, and our Chardonnay is fantastic.
Fantastic. Do you use oak or stainless steel, or a combination of both?
Well, a combination of both. So everything is fermented in the stainless steel and aged in the stainless steel. But I do lower oak mesh bags with oak in them, food grade mesh bags, into the tanks for the aging process, and then I remove them just before filtering so they don't clog up all the pumps and things.
Sure, absolutely. And if people wanted to say this is a style of wine when I go to St. Croix Cellar that I'm going to find? Is there a certain style you're trying to go to? Or?
We're really not trying to go toward a particular style right now, just due to supply chain. We're very much a California originated grape winery. However, we are looking at some old world grape and some Australian grape to complement. And I'd really like to have the opportunity to make an old world grape in here. That's the beauty of not being tied to one winery, is you can make anything you want.
Fantastic. And where do you see yourself in 3 years or 5 years down the road in terms of what is your future goals for St. Croix Cellars?
Well, we just received our permits to be able to import into the United States. So we are looking at expansion at the moment.
Fantastic. Have you lined up a distributor yet, or that you're starting?
I'm negotiating with one, yes.
Fantastic. That's terrific. So hopefully, is your strategy to go more towards the retail side or towards the hotel restaurant industry side, or both? Or?
It's a little combination of both.
Mm-hmm.
And currently we are in both. So there are a few restaurants on island here that do have our wine, and you can also get it at Gallows Bay Hardware.
Oh, really?
Places.
Okay.
They're the Ace Hardware store here on island.
So remember, if you're at the hardware store here in St. Croix, make sure that you pick up a bottle of St. Croix Cellars wine.
Absolutely. So Kevin, I failed to mention our Wine Down Wednesday. We do $5 wine drafts, and we have 5 tappers of wines on draft.
I love Wine Down Wednesday. It's one of my favorite events.
Who doesn't? A full 6-ounce glass for $5.
That's amazing.
Right now we have some Riesling and Tempranillo and some Merlot, and we're going to have some Sauv Blanc coming up next in the tapper. So we're gonna be full up here pretty soon.
Absolutely. So again, day drinkers, if you're looking for a good time, try their wines on tap here at St. Croix Cellars. Rene, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. I really appreciate it. And telling us about your unique story. And day drinkers out there, if you are in St. Croix and looking for a good time, visit Rene in St. Croix Cellars and lift up a glass and toast all the success in the world. We really appreciate all of your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And we're perfect hours for day drinkers. We don't stay open past 7, so.
Awesome.
Thanks, day drinkers. Appreciate you.
I'd like to thank Rene for taking the time to speak with us today. And if you're in St. Croix, please look her up at St. Croix Cellars. If you like this episode, please don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up. And consider subscribing to Day Drinking with Kevin. And if you have ideas for future episodes, email me at daydrinkingwithkevin@gmail.com. Until next time, I say, salute.